small business owners. Renee Johnson here with Third Coast Learning. Welcome to your tutorial that I promised you. So many of you are probably watching this because you were at yesterday's social media boot camp at the Del Mar Small Business Development Center, and it was so much fun going live with you guys and so many great presentations. I know I learned a lot. I hope that you all did too. And so if you were there yesterday, I promised some of you an extra tutorial, kind of a freebie here on showing you how to create that frame that I used when we went live on Facebook. So I'm going to show you guys how you can create your own custom branded frame when you go live on Facebook. So let's go ahead and dive into that. And I do want to go over a few requirements just to let you know some things that are really required in order for you to have access to this tool. So number one, you need to be doing this from a Facebook business page. So on Facebook, there are different types of Facebook pages, if you will. So you have your regular personal profile. So for example, for me, that's just my Renee Johnson personal Facebook page. Now, there are also what are technically referred to as pages, or business pages. And that means you have to have an account set up or a Facebook page as a business page. And then thirdly, there are Facebook groups. So each one of those have three very different things that you can do with each of those different types of Facebook pages. So I just kind of wanted to clarify that and get that over with here at the very beginning. So what we're working on here is strictly something that you can do from a Facebook business page. So that is one requirement that's necessary. And then the second one is you need to be doing this from a desktop Facebook application. So you need to be on Facebook from your computer, not a mobile device. You will not have access to do this from a mobile device. You'll use what we create on a mobile device, but in order to create it, you have to be on a desktop. So I did mention this, I think, in my presentation yesterday. Most everything that I do primarily with Facebook or social media in general is I do a lot of it from desktop just because it's a lot easier and you have access to a lot more features. So we're going to start off on our page. So here we are. You'll see at the top menu bar, you see that we're on page. You could also go to your inbox, notifications, promotions, whatever. So we're going to actually go over here to settings. So you're going to go ahead and click on settings. And here we are. You see this is our indicator to show where we are in our menu. And it defaults to general. And you'll see that you have a lot of different settings here that you can go and set up on your page. Now, if this is the first time you've even visited the settings section on your Facebook business page, or you've just recently set up a business page, go ahead and browse around in here and check some things out. But warning, you can it can get overwhelming. There's a lot of content there, a lot of settings and things that you can do. So for our purposes for today's tutorial on creating that frame, we're actually going to go down over here on this left sidebar. We're going to go click on videos. So click on videos, and then it's going to give you your settings for videos here. Oh, look, we only have one option. So currently there aren't a whole lot of settings for videos. I have a feeling in the coming months and years that will probably change as video content continues to grow on our mobile devices as is predicted. So what we're going to do is go to the bottom. What we're doing is creating a live creative kit. So these are features that are only going to be available to you when you're using Facebook Live. That's the only time you're going to have access to these features that we're going to create here today. So you're going to go over and click on the link where it says create. And notice that a window popped up and said, hey, this kit will only be available to Third Coast Learning. So what that means is because I do manage multiple business pages, that this is just telling me that, hey, if you're going live with any of your other pages, you won't have access to this art. This art that you're creating or this kit that you're creating will only be available to you when you're going live as Third Coast Learning. So that is exactly where I want to be, and that's good. I'm good with that, so that's fine. So here you'll notice that you have a canvas that you're going to be working in. And this is where you can drag and drop PNGs. So PNGs are a type of graphic. If you're not very familiar with this, then this might be something that's a little bit too above your, you may have some limitations as far as what you're able to do here. So if you're not that familiar with creating graphics, you might need to get some help and have somebody create that for you, or you can, give me a call and we'll set up a meeting and I can teach you exactly how to do that. For me, I have a program, a real simple program that I like to use a lot when I create graphics. It's called Canva, and you can create PNG. You just save your whatever art you create as a PNG. It's really easy. No Photoshop skills necessary. So it's super simple. So what we're going to do is go ahead and you can drag and drop, or I'm going to go over to the artist palette and I am going to grab an image. So I'm going to find an image from, let me go find some of my pictures. And I know you're not really seeing what I'm doing on my screen because my screen share only lets me, it kind of keeps my other windows private. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to my pictures area on my computer and finding some files. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in a file. And this is a cool graphic image that I think maybe I want to use. I kind of like it. It's part of my branding. And you'll notice that it's giving me almost like this red image around it. On your pictures, that's probably not going to show up. It's just doing that because I used kind of a wide image. And it's saying, hey, wait, your frame covers a large canvas space. You might want to consider freeing more space because this window that we're seeing here is the reason it's square is because it's showing us both orientations at the same time. So let me just back up and explain that. Orientation, what we're talking about is when you're videoing, you're either going to video in portrait or landscape orientation. So the reason our canvas is showing a square is because these frames that we create will be available whether you're using your Facebook Live in landscape mode or portrait mode. So just kind of keep that in mind. And what it's telling me is, hey, stupid, your picture's covering your entire video screen. Why would you want to do that? That's a great question. Why would I want to do that? I really don't. But what I'm going to do is scroll down and make it a little bit lower on my screen. So now it's only taking up about a third of the screen. And then when I move over to the right side, you'll see that you can see a preview of what it looks like on a mobile device. So that's super cool. And I can see that my logo is a little bit interfering with some of those images. So let me move it up just a tad. And actually what I'm going to do is shrink this a bit more because I don't want to make it that big. All right, so that's cool because now it's going to still show up in my screen even if I'm in landscape mode. So again, it's if I go to my preview, you can see that it's interfering with those. So what I want to do is just bump it up a little. And then when I go back over here, oh, it's still a little bit. Let me bump it up a little bit more. All right, that looks perfect to me. So I'm going to put this one in here because most of the time when I'm going live, I'm going to do it in portrait mode, and I'm okay with it covering up a lot of the bottom of the screen when I go live. So you can be really creative with your frames and create what would be like, say, an actual frame. In other words, you can just cover the corners. So anyway, that's kind of cool. You can also click on this tool right here that says make the background transparent. So you can see when I hover over that, it kind of takes some of it, filters through and makes some of my image transparent. that might be kind of cool, whatever. I don't need to do it for today's purposes. But so you do have some options. You can also overlay images, so you can add multiple images. You can duplicate things. So there are a few things that you could do within your canvas here. So now that we have that and we've decided that that looks pretty good, we can't stop there though. You need to scroll down to the bottom. Notice we have a progress bar here. We're only 1/3 of the way done. So we do need to go click on this next button. And here are some additional details that you can add to your Creative Live Kit. So again, this is for video content. If you're producing a lot of videos, I mean, this is a really cool feature that you can add. You can add intro and outro videos. Now, there are some limitations. For example, your intro can only be 180 seconds max, and it's recommended that it's really less than 90. And then your outro needs to be no longer than 60 seconds, but they recommend that it's closer to 30. So that's really cool. I mean, that could be super professional. And then another fun option that you can utilize are live stickers. And these are stickers that'll be available to people when they're watching your Facebook Live. So the people that are viewing your Facebook Live, when you go live, will have some stickers that they can use. Some parameters on those are that the images that you're selecting for these have to be square, and the minimum size is 256 by 256 pixels. So I'm going to go grab a couple of images because I think that sounds like some fun things to do. And I have some fun things that are associated with my branding. I like to use a lot of nautical things. So a compass might be fun. So I'm going to add that. And then maybe add another one. How about a sun sticker? Especially because it's rainy here today. That seems like a good, appropriate one. And I'll just add more. Okay, how about a lighthouse? That sounds like a cool one. So these are things that you can utilize when you're doing videos. You can add up to 5 stickers that people can use when they're viewing your Facebook Live. So those are fun. And let's go to the next feature where we're going to review everything that we created before we finalize it. So you can see the frame that we created. Once people start commenting, it is going to cover that up. So that's kind of another reason why I don't mind covering that part of the screen, because whatever image you're going to see in that open, transparent gray area is what your viewers are probably going to see anyway. So that's cool. If you had created intro or outro videos, this is where you would see those. And then your final step before it's actually completed is you need to click the submit button. And once you click submit, wait until it finalizes, and this isn't like saving on a computer where it's going to tell you the file was saved. You just kind of have to wait until it's done its thing, and there it goes. So now it's going to pop us back into that video settings, and that's how you know that it was complete. And that is how you create your live creative kit. So I hope that this helps you have fun the next time that you go live on Facebook. And I hope that since you learned how to do that yesterday, you'll utilize that feature to help grow your business. Again, if you have any questions about this whatsoever, by the way, you can test this out really easily and see if it shows up without actually having to go live. So once you're done submitting that, just go ahead and go on your phone and act like you're going to go live, and you'll see that feature pop up in the frames without actually having to click live. If for some reason it doesn't show up there, give it just a few minutes, and then if it still doesn't show up, you might want to close out your Facebook application on your mobile device, however you close out applications. So on an iPhone, you'll swipe up to close it out and then reopen it, and then it'll probably show up. So I hope that this helps you, but if you do have any questions, please go to my website at thirdcoastlearning.com. And if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a form where you can ask me questions, and so I will answer them. Or you can send me an email, or we can set up an appointment, and I can help you one-on-one and teach you how to do this. So thank you so much for joining this tutorial. I hope that you have fun next time you go Facebook Live. Thank you so much.